I'm beyond stoked to be having a talk with Aaron Hurd of Jesus Peace, who
Yeah.
has one of the heaviest, sickest, raddest albums coming out really, really soon, this Friday to be exact. But this is gonna air after the album comes out. But anyway, this Friday is the day, April 14th. How you feeling, Aaron, about that?
Beautiful. I feel wonderful about it.
Awesome. All right, yo. So we're gonna have a conversation, man. I want you to like take us back to like, I don't know, like 2000, 2005. What music was around you in your home and booming in the cars in your hood? What were you playing on your headphones? What music was in your life?
2005. Shit,
Uh,
how old was I? 2005.
You don't have to be exact 2005, but just
Yeah,
say in your early teenage years or early.
early teenage years. I mean, if anything, state property was big then. So we was bumping a lot of Beans, a lot of Bean Siegel, a lot of fucking Petey Crack, Young Guns, shit like that, all Philly bred stuff. And then the Locks. My brother was big on that Locks record. And then what else? I think I was bumping the Massacre hard as shit. Like that was when 50 was coming up too.
Yeah, that's
And
true. That's true. But dude, how did you feel? I loved the Beanie album that had I Could See It in the Air.
yeah, B coming.
That was dope, yo.
Yeah, that was we sampled that shit for the tour. Chopped
Yeah,
and screwed it a little bit in between the
yeah,
songs. One of the songs we played, one of the breaks.
yeah,
But
that
yeah,
shit.
that time was really, really good for hip hop, at least in our area. So everybody was on it. And mostly just like shit my mom would be bumping, like Erykah Badu and all that shit. Like Neo
That's
Soul,
true.
Jill Scott, fucking poetry and all that. So it was
Damn,
mostly,
poetry.
yeah, it was like a lot of like Afrocentric music essentially. Like I wasn't really listening to punk or hardcore or anything like that.
Word. Can I ask you a question? Did you ever go to the Love Skate Park? Were you around then? Or were you too
I
young?
wasn't really. I was a little too young to be like a part of the culture down there. You know what I mean? But I knew what was happening, no doubt. Like
All right.
my friends were over there, but my brother, like my one brother, who's like a little bit older than me, his name's Chauncey. He was skating before me, so he would go down there and shit. Or when they had the X Games down there the one year and all kinds of
Yeah,
crazy shit, he was down there in the mix. But I was too young to be down there like that.
that's dope. That's dope. All right, I got a question for you. If Jesus Peace music was a futuristic machine, what qualities and characteristics would make it up, and what would it do?
I don't know. Be on some like Voltron shit.
who
I don't even
who would you
know.
guys be taking out, or like what would you be doing? Like what would be like the traits of the machine? Like,
I don't know. It would just be probably a pretty high performance machine if I had to say so myself.
all right, cool, cool.
But no, I honestly that's a hard question. I mean, it'd be one of them joints where every arm or leg does something else, something crazy. But I don't really know what the actual characteristic would be. No one's ever asked me a question like this.
I know, that's why I asked it. All right. So I got another one. Give us the science behind the title of the album, for one, and then also the artwork. And how did y'all link up with Lazy God to do the artwork as well? So that's
So
like three.
Lazy God, John actually came across Lazy God's work on Instagram and submitted it to us. John, our guitarist.
Right.
And as soon as I saw it, I was in because again, around 2005, like airbrush shit was the move. You know what I mean?
For
That's what
sure.
airbrush was back in the day. But I mean, someone known specifically, I guess, it's a pull quote from Tunnel Vision.
Okay.
And it's really just a nod to like not really knowing what we want from any of this, but just kind of, giving it everything. You know what I mean?
For
Like
sure.
the world has been very unknown to all of us for a couple of years now. No one really knows the scope of things, or no one knew if the music scene would even be a music scene anymore. Like
Yeah.
live music could even be that. It's just there was a lot of years of just mystery, and I felt like it fit well for, you know, coming into when we're coming in here.
All right. What would you say were like your life experiences that helped shape the way you like went into this album lyrically, and what concepts you like inspired you or you wanted to cover on it?
I mean, there's some stuff that I talked about is like a little more personal, you know, and I felt like I kind of needed to do that because it was on my mind as of
Mhm.
recent, and it's just an easier way for me to purge those kind of things. But a lot of the lyrical content, stuff like that, it's just a matter of, how do I put it? Kind of trying to step outside my normal boundaries of writing, or what I felt like I should be writing, or
Do you
you know
want
what I.
to expand on that?
Yeah.
Like how? What do you mean?
How do I put it? I didn't want to just write like some hard on sleeve type shit. You know what I mean? Like I wanted
Mhm.
to try my hand at writing a song that isn't necessarily from my perspective all the time, or you know what I mean? Just stick with the concept for once and just run it out and see how it goes, as opposed to feeling like it has to be directly said and
Right.
put dry as it usually would be, you know?
What comes first? Does the music come first, or does your lyrics come first, or but you know what I mean?
Music comes first for sure.
Okay. All right.
Definitely. And I like to hear it out. I like to hear the song, see what it makes me feel, what, you know, emotions it evokes like off the rip. You know what I mean? What comes natural. You know what I mean?
Do you are there going to be like a lyrical insert into your record, just because say like I was reading your lyrics the other day and they're hella deep to one of your songs, but honestly sometimes people can't might not hear it because it's like the way it's being sung, but like when it's actually read you're like, damn, that's some deep shit, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. There's like a 8-page booklet or some shit in the record.
well, there you go.
So there's
There
like
you go.
a bunch of art and a bunch of lyrics. You can look into them or whatever. But I don't think I'm writing some like Magna Carta like beautiful lyrics or some shit like that. Like I don't really.
Nah, but
It,
it was like made me look within, and like you were asking some questions almost in a way, or like pondering some shit. And I was like, it's not just like screaming for the sake of screaming. Something's actually
right,
being
right,
said. You know what I'm saying?
right. I
How would you
appreciate that.
say, huh?
I said I appreciate that.
Word is true. How do you say like, how did the experience during the pandemic, how did it impact you guys creatively? And do you think it had anything to do with the sound of the album and the energy of the album?
Yeah, definitely. I think it just made us hungry, dude. You know, it took us to the edge of like, yo, maybe we really can't make music anymore. Like maybe this is the end, you know? And at that point, when you're down at that point, you can only go up, you know, and it's like a total restart, I felt.
Yeah,
Just all right, let's go all in on it. Like let's not pull any punches. Let's if we're doing this, let's fucking do it and do it right this time, you know? Like and I think it woke all of us up and it kept us hungry and it all, you know, came
that's
into
dope.
this.
How do you feel like even on tour? What was that like being back out on the road after so long?
Hard.
Why?
Hard. I mean, like the shows were incredible. Like
Right.
if if the shows weren't as good as they were, I think I probably would have been a lot more stressed out on this tour because so long as I've been away from my kids since I had them, you know what I mean? And on top of that, like I haven't been running around screaming for like, you know, so many consecutive days and years and years. Like I like to think that I still got it, but I was humbled very fast in those first couple of days, you know.
Really?
Cardio is not where it's at. Yeah, to slow it down a little bit.
Yo, your drip, your fashion, your style, dude. And that, I don't know if it was a Philly or somewhere, but you were rocking a Sergio Tacchini sweatsuit.
Oh
No, I'm
yeah,
not pronouncing.
yeah. It was in New York.
How did it feel rocking that? You know what I mean? Like, it was like, to me, seeing you, it was the coming together of like two cultures. It was like it was like a D-boy rocking like some hardcore motherfuckers, but they don't even know the history. I was like, what the fuck? This is fly.
Low key, that's why I did it. Like, I mean, I used to b-boy back in the day.
That shit was hard, yo.
So I have that like full zip tracksuit feel. Like that shit is like God to me. I'll fuck with that. So that tracksuit was a gift from my friend Beatrice. She's an old
Okay.
friend, really a sister of mine, and she had it just chilling in her crib, and she's like, "Yo, I'm not gonna wear this. Like, do you want this, Sean?" And it was like the Statue of Liberty edition, like New York shit, Tiffany blue. I was like, "Yes, I would love that shit, dog." And I
Dude,
was like,
that
"I'm
shit
gonna
was
wear this."
fire.
I told her, I was like, I'm gonna wear this when I play at the perfect moment. And I was holding on to it. I almost played it in Philly, but I was like, I don't want to bring it on tour or ruin it, you know what I mean?
Right, right.
So I saved it for New York. And it felt damn good rocking that shit. I can't lie. That
Dude,
was
that
chill.
shit. Did it add a little something to the way you perform? I mean, like, how
Fuck
did you
yeah.
feel?
I felt
Huh?
saucy. I can't lie.
Yeah. You
My
looked it.
attitudes were up, dog.
You looked it. All right. Now, what strikes me about this album was like it sounds huge as fuck. Like it sounds next level huge. Like, did you guys discuss the way you wanted to sound before you recorded it? And the way you wanted it to sound, did that go hand in hand to what producer you decided to work with?
No, I mean, we were kind of like having a hard time finding a producer for us because we had to, we paid for this ourselves.
Really?
Yeah, like we paid for the record out front just to get it done. You know what I mean? So
Wow.
we were like trying to find like the best fit for us, at our budget. And Randy, he does awesome work, and we
Right?
always felt like, I mean, even with the first record, the sound was good. It was great. Don't get me wrong. It had this certain level of raw that I felt it needed, but this one needed a little more on it. And Randy fucking killed it. Killed it.
Killed it, bro.
Shout
It
out Randy
sounds
LeBron.
huge, yo. Yo, this is another thing. It's like all of y'all have like eclectic taste, and like Lewis is in the techno and dance music and everything.
Yeah.
There's this like, I can't describe it's not like a hum, but there's like this undertone to the album that sounds like I'm in like it's almost like industrial, or there's just this hum. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like there's this energy, this tension, sonic tension that do you know what I'm talking about though?
I think I do.
Because it doesn't sound like hardcore. It's something else that's just underneath it all. That's like there's this sonic tension that's a glue. Like, how did that come about?
I think that's a better question for David John, to be
All right.
honest.
But you
Uh,
hear it too, though, right?
I do. Yeah. I mean, I would assume just making sure shit's layered correctly and pieces together nicely, but I wasn't necessarily there for that part.
All right.
I split my time separately.
Because there's also like a certain song, I don't know the song specifically, where it almost sounds like a jungle breakdown, or like you can hear the other influences, but not in a contrived way, but it just seeps through. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I'm glad it
But
comes off like that.
yeah, no, it does though. It really does. All right, let me see. What was the creative process behind the song Silver Lining? And what kind of emotion did y'all want to invoke with that one?
I mean, once I heard the track, I kind of knew it needed to be something that wasn't the normal JP song. You know what I mean? And at that point, I was just in my feels so much about my baby. I was like, fuck it, I'm writing a song about my kid. Like, run it up. And I must have like cycled through a bunch of different lyrics where I was just like, is this too corny? Like, am I being too corny? But I had to, like,
You're never too
Like,
corny when it comes to the kids,
right.
man. Fuck that.
That's why it came down to, and I don't know, like I've mentioned this to a couple of different publications, and they like make it seem like I was like mystified writing about my child, but it was just really a struggle to figure out if it was too corny or
I feel you. But dude, the breakdown in the song is unreal.
Oh yeah,
Like,
that's a heavy boy.
nah. All right. So how has fatherhood changed you?
I mean, it just pulled my head out of my ass a bunch. You know what I mean?
Okay. What is it like? Go ahead, talk to me.
Nah, I just like never really cared about anything. I didn't care about planning, didn't care about the future. Just wanted to make sure my bills were paid. But that came with a lot of other bullshit, partying all the time, not taking life seriously. But I just had to switch that shit up.
Has he
Slap
seen
myself
you
in the face.
perform?
He's seen me perform when he was mad young, but like, nah, he almost came to the Philly show, but I would have played at like 10. You
Right.
know what I mean? So it doesn't make sense. But someday he's
Does
seen
he
me
know
like
what you do?
yeah, definitely. He's seen like the music videos, and he's seen like a live video or something I'd be like checking up on. And he thinks it's like crazy as hell.
That's
Anytime he
awesome.
hears like heavy metal, he's like, "Oh, it's Daddy." I'm like, "Nah, it's not me."
That's dope. All right. If you could pick 3 songs from So Unknown and put them in a time capsule to be open 25 years from now, what would they be and why?
Shit, man. 3 songs from the record that I would want people to hear 20 years from now. Damn. Fear of Failure, probably, because that shit rips.
Okay.
Probably Fuck the Bullshit. That shit's fun.
Yeah, that's dope. It is dope.
That's
It
a
is
fun
dope.
one. And maybe like The Bond or something.
Okay.
I think it's a heavy boy. But I don't know. I truly love all the songs on the record. It's hard to like really. I feel like I could do this all day. I'll keep switching my answers on you.
All right. That's dope. Talk to me. Like, what's the love like between all of y'all? Like, what is it like, the brotherhood that consists within Jesus Piece? How do you like being able to look over or look back and see Lewis and everybody else in your band when you're on stage or just creating together? What's that like, man?
I mean, we're a very weird band. Like when we travel, we all are kind of separate but
Okay.
together at the same time. Like we're not like the chummiest of band. Like we're all like laughing, having a great time 24/7. Like we all kind of find time to ourselves, but
Okay.
when we are together and fucking around, like it's a good time.
All right.
But at this point, yeah, we all kind of just slap some headphones in, shoot the shit, or every now and then we'll be busting up laughing. But at this point, we've toured so much that it's just kind of like everyone falls into their own zone. But
Your own zone.
as soon as we're on stage together, it's like I always make it a point to get some eye contact with Lewis and get him hyped up and shit. Just like
Sweet.
I don't know, I try to keep morale high with my guys, so like I try to interact as much as I can, while still keeping like the sauce up. But
That's dope. All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Outside of music, how do you express yourself?
Shit. I mean, not much ways anymore. Like,
I can
like
think of a way.
like what?
Baking biscuits
Oh yeah, I be making some
or
biscuits.
cooking.
Okay, yeah. So I cook a fuck ton. Like every day, I'm cooking for the most
Yeah.
part. Like I've been slowing down since I got back from tour. I just been on lazy mode, but I try to make breakfast, try to make dinner, and I love it. I don't think I could do it for a job, but it's a lot of fun to do.
Yeah. So there's cooking.
Yeah, cooking I love. I don't necessarily skate so much anymore, but here and there I'll hop on the board, fuck around a little bit. But I haven't really been doing too much else. Just taking
Yo,
my
man,
time, taking it easy.
honestly, it's like, I mean, you're mad young, but like, it's like skateboarding. Like, I had a fall probably like when I was in my 40s. And once
Yeah,
I had a fall, I just can't, I don't have that like sense of abandonment anymore when I skate. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like, cause I just, you know what I mean? Cause you don't heal the same. So
Right.
I don't have that freedom of just being on my board and just, I mean, I still skate, but not like when even up until like I fell. Like,
That shit
shit,
hurts now, bro.
it does. It does.
Shit
Like,
feels
no, but dude,
terrible.
when I lived in New York, so even in my 30s, late 30s, I was skateboarding in New York and just like skating through the streets and through the traffic and shit, put Dipset on and like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like just like, you know what I'm saying? So
Yo,
like,
now that you
yeah.
mentioned Dipset, I was bumping around 2005. I was bumping "What the Game's Been Missing," Joel Santana, all the time. That was my shit.
No, I don't know if you guys had them in Philly, but what about all the bootleg like Dipset, 50 Cent tees, the
Oh
bootleg dude, the tees were on hit.
yeah.
The
I had a
bootleg
couple.
tees.
I had a couple Eagle tees that definitely weren't official. I'll tell you that.
Word. The bootleg tees were fire. All right. Top 5 MCs dead or alive.
Ooh. All right. Nas.
Okay. Favorite
Uh,
album by Nas.
Illmatic.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's
Uh,
true.
fucking ODB. Love him. Love him to
Yep.
death.
Yep. Did you have you watched the Wu-Tang series?
I've been catching up on it again. Like I watched till like the first season, and then I saw that there was 3 seasons. I was like, I gotta watch all this. So I just been
It gets
cramming it.
better, man. It gets
Yeah,
better.
but not to be honest, a lot of them fools are some of my favorite MCs too.
So, all right,
Yeah,
who?
so
Like,
I mean, I'll take him. I'll take Raekwon, Ghostface, of course. He'd be
yep,
talking that shit.
that's true. That's true. That's true. Dude, did you ever hear the Ghostface mixtapes around 2005 where he was rapping over like straight just like old R&B songs and shit? And he would just rhyme and it would be like the whole song and he would just rap over it like Delphonics and shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then he did that shit with Bad Bad Not Good too, which is crazy.
Mm,
Just
I
over
haven't
jazz
listened to
beat.
that.
Sour Soul is good.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out. All right, so
Got Danny Brown.
Two more MCs.
Let's see. Who else? PD Crack. Love PD Crack.
All right.
Straight up. Uh, and
He's
then
never gotten his just due though. Like he
I've heard stories about
I know. Yeah.
how that all went down, but that's
Okay, we don't have, it's just it's one of those things. It's like a brilliant mind that maybe he might have been or life circumstances where it was his enemy, but like they just never got his you know what I mean? Like, but we know what's what, you know what I mean?
yeah. I think Jay-Z and State Prop didn't really pan out too well.
Well, dude, I mean, yeah, Jay-Z, he became he takes flows. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
he chameleonizes into someone's flow and then almost does it better than them. So it becomes his flow to the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that era of State Property and Rock Nation, like the first Freeway
Yeah.
song, like that shit was
Yeah, they were wilding for sure.
that shit was dope.
I
That shit was dope. All right,
don't know.
so one more,
I was gonna
one
say
more
it's hard
MC.
to pick. I hate doing tops.
But you don't listen to any new school kids?
Not really. No.
All right. You don't listen to
Like,
Larry June?
mm,
Oh, you gotta I gotta
I'll
get you
check
on
it
Larry
out.
June.
But
It's
yeah, I don't
really
know.
mellow.
I'll check it out.
All right, yeah.
And honestly, I'll get the top. I don't know.
What?
I got nothing.
All right, cool. All right, so Jesus Peace is laying down just by being yourselves, the foundation for other, it's laying down the foundation for other POC musicians and bands that might form after experiencing y'all being represented in hardcore. How do you feel about the kind of influence that y'all are making on the future of hardcore?
I think that shit is sick.
It is.
Honestly, like I didn't really expect really anything out of this. So the fact that it's helping anybody or making anybody feel empowered is a win in my book. Anytime. So
It's true. That's
yeah, I'm
dope.
pretty pumped about that.
It's dope. It's dope, man. I mean, it's a trip because like I went to a festival in Tacoma, just another gig, and
Oh yeah, Jack
Sonny,
Fest, huh?
huh?
That's a Jack Fest, right?
Yeah, Jag. And Sonny was on stage and he was videoing. And then I was videoing as well. And it's just like taking a step back. It's just so cool to see two men of color having such an impact on the culture. And we are people of color and we unabashedly celebrate who we are. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's just, he's dope. I love his work. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
he's great. I love
He's
him.
dope. I got a question for you. It's a personal
Hit me.
question.
Let's go.
That Japanese fucking kick you did, yo. Where did that come from?
Why did I kick Corey?
Yeah, the drop kick.
So that's Corey from Move.
Word.
He's one of my favorite people, but he's also like my little brother. We fight all the
Right.
time. I love him. And he's a very sturdy man, so he can take
He
it.
is.
I don't feel bad.
But how did you like? Did you guys plan that? It just happened.
Oh no, it was a revenge thing. Like we took Corey on tour with us on that like the Japan tour,
Right.
and he's just moshing his little ass off the whole tour, which is awesome. But the night before in Nagoya, he jumped on stage and like went to sing Workhorse with me, and he headbutted the mic into my mouth and he busted my lip. And
Oh
I like,
shit.
I sold it and like fell, he like was on top of me, like shaking me, and like all the small like Japanese guards were like confused, like, what do we do? Like we don't like do we try to get this giant man off of the stage? Like what the fuck do we do? And he shook me like Bart Simpson. It was pretty funny, honestly. But I told him when we got back to the van, I was like, yo, you busted my lip. I'm gonna get you back, but I'm not gonna tell you when. So be ready. And the
Damn.
whole day, for like a whole day, I was just flinching at him. We'd be at like Harajuku. I'd be like,
Damn. All right, cool. We got the story. That was a famous kick, man.
yeah, it was a good kick, honestly. My brother called me from fucking Philly. He's like 40. He's like, yo, what the fuck?
Dude, that was some like wrestling shit. The way you like were able to elevate and that shit was
Yeah.
insane.
Me and all my brothers, we would wrestle like nonstop when I was younger. That's why I'd be jumping off his shit all the time. I lost my
All
two
right.
front teeth with my brothers.
What wrestlers did you grow up watching?
Oh, it was just all attitude era shit. You know what I mean? Like Stone Cold, fucking The Rock,
Yeah.
baby. You know what I mean?
Word.
Jericho, all that. But it was like my grandma had one of them black boxes that you get all the pay-per-views, all this shit like that. And she was a huge Stone Cold fan. She fucking
Okay.
loved Stone Cold. She'd be chilling, drinking, watching WrestleMania. I'd be chilling with my grandma, wilding out, watching wrestling.
That's dope, yo. That's dope. That's
Yeah,
dope.
I would go down every time there was like a pay-per-view event. We would watch it together.
That's dope, man. Now it's like wrestling in a way was like almost like the first, it was like the first punk, not the first punk, but like say growing up, when I lived in Savannah, Georgia in the 70s, it was like you had like fucking Tony Atlas, you had Dusty Rhodes, you had fucking Ric Flair, but it was like it was before like it became like this big thing, but it was like it would come on at like 11 o'clock at night, and it was just like this. It was an underground vibe to it.
Yeah, underground subculture at the end
Word, it
of
was.
the day.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And it was big in the black community. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, love wrestling. And then, you got to think about it. We had the ECW shit down in South Philly.
And
So
that shit
shit
was
was always
violent,
happening.
right?
Oh, yeah. We would watch it all the time, like Sabu and everybody, like IRC.
Dude, man. It's like, I don't know. Wrestling was a trip, man. Like, shit. Jimmy Fly Snooker, fucking, that, I don't know. Fucking Dusty Rhodes is my man, though, man. He was the American Dream, like with his lisp and shit. I love the way he talked. All right.
Yo,
Go ahead.
I was going to say Bret Hart. I loved Bret Hart when I was
You
younger.
did?
Yeah, Bret Hart was sick.
Is it? But I couldn't get into. He was like, he didn't have that All right, cool, cool. All
He
right.
was cool. I mean, I was like a huge Kane fan though. Kane was my
Kane was
guy.
dope.
Yeah, I
Kane was
always had
dope.
the mask and shit. And I was a
Yeah, like
huge like Cactus Jack, Mankind.
yeah, that's that. Yeah,
That's
yeah, I
my
loved
man.
him. Yeah, he was dope. He was dope. All right,
Fucking Mr. Taco.
who? I don't
Mr.
know him.
Sock. You don't
Uh-uh.
know? He would pull up. He had like a tube sock on his arm.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Dude, you know what? It's like if you look at it, like Wu-Tang, yeah, they got it from Shaolin, but they almost had a wrestling vibe too. The way they implemented all the different characters and shit. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
they knew what they were doing for sure. Storytelling.
They did. All right. So what do you want to say about this album, or anything that you haven't said, or anything you want to express, or whatever?
Nah, I'll let that shit speak for itself. It's a great record.
It really is, man.
Yeah, like I ain't got nothing to say. I think we put our ankle in the videos and put what we wanted visually out there, and you take from what you want from that. You know, take what you want from the art, and then bump the music, and you tell me how you feel. You know.
That's dope, man. I think it's a good record. You know, if it sucked, I would tell you. Maybe not
Yeah,
on camera,
I
but
would hope that you would. Yeah,
I would. And
I really do.
nah, dude, I really fucking enjoyed it. You know, it's real. I'm like, this shit is. I'm impressed. You know what I'm saying? How do you? What is Century Media? What is it like being on Century Media? That's
Honestly, awesome. Century's
that's
been
cool.
treated really well. Yeah, they're really really on it. Like so much so that they're blowing us up to make sure we're on our P's and Q's, and I love that.
Is it gonna help like with European festivals and anything happening in Europe?
I hope so. I mean,
All
we
right,
haven't
cool.
really been over there just yet, but I mean, we'll be there soon. I'm sure.
I know you
June,
will,
I
man.
think.
All
Yeah.
right. Yo, man, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me, man.
Anytime, Sean. Always
All
a
right,
good
man.
time.
It is, bro. This is awesome. I'm having a good day today, man.
Me too.
All right. I'm gonna sign out, Aaron.
Later, Sean.
All right, talk to you later, man. Congrats on the album, man.
Thank
All
you.
right, peace.
Peace.
Peace.